AFI's 100 funniest movies ever.
It's in the hole!
And the funniest people on the planet to talk about them.
Buster Keaton, greatest innovator.
Gene Wilder trying to be a black man.
What do you think? I think you look like one of the village people.
See if your picks make the list.
I thought you came here to see me.
Well, I can see you from here.
Drew Barrymore hosts.
Excellent.
AFI's all-new 100 Years, 100 Laughs. CBS Tuesday, June 13th.
Tonight on The Late Show, don't miss Paul Newman and Pearl Jam. Plus, job hunting tips and tonight's top 10. But first, your local news.
Straight ahead, a grenade is found near a local school, and the Billy Graham crusade gets ready to kick off in Nashville. The traffic plan to get you there.
Morning sickness may make you miserable, but now researchers say it may actually be good for you. And state lawmakers set their sights on daycare. The news is now.
From the NewsChannel 5 network. This is NewsChannel 5 at 10. Your news and information leader.
Good evening, I'm Amy Marsalis.
Yeah, and I'm Scott Couch. Chris Clark is off tonight.
The state Senate is scheduled tomorrow to debate a massive child care reform bill. But one provision of that bill has some parents and daycare providers angry. It would change the ratio of children to teachers, and opponents say it would drive up the cost of daycare. News Channel 5's Steve Irvin shows us why parents say they can't afford it.
Michelle Ellis has 2 kids in daycare. She's satisfied with the care, but says it's all she can afford.
And I'm a single mother, and I can barely pay what I pay now. There's no way I can afford it if they raise it up.
We're on our way to Grandpa's farm.
The state's child care reform bill would change the required ratios of children to adults, especially among younger children. For kids under a year old, one provider would not be able to care for any more than 4 infants. Right now, that ratio is 1 to 5, and providers say it will mean raising the cost of care.
With everything that's going to go through the fingerprinting, the increased rate from DHS, looks like they would probably be about $35 per week per child.
DHS officials say 32 other states have similar ratios in effect, and costs have not increased dramatically.
I think it's disingenuous for providers to say today what the increase in fees to parents will be. That scares parents and isn't necessarily backed up by data across the country.
But state officials admit costs will go up. They simply don't know how much or who will have to pay. Now, the bill would also lower the ratio for toddlers under 35 months from a 1 to 7 to 1 to 6 count. Daycare providers say they'll have to eliminate positions and ultimately drive some parents into unlicensed private homes. DHS points to other states where they say that hasn't happened so far.
The legislators have struck down similar legislation in the past. What kind of a chance does this have of passing?
Well, you know, I talked with the Senate sponsor of this bill, Amy, and even he doesn't support this amendment, which was added during committee earlier this week. But this comes at a time when there are a number of voices on Capitol Hill who are calling for sweeping child care reform, and so far at least these ratios are part of the package. Be interesting to see how it pans out.
Well, this whole area of child care has been in the news so much in the past few months. We'll be following this.
Sure.
Thanks, Steve. Scott?
Well, in other news tonight, the State House votes on a new budget first thing in the morning. The plan sailed through House Finance Committee this afternoon. It raises send taxes and creates a new tax on your gas and electric bills. In a surprise move, a top House Republican took his name off the budget bill after GOP Republican Governor Don Sundquist promised to veto it.
And that he thought that we ought to look harder to see if there's not some way that we could fund a budget that wouldn't allow our bond rating to be jeopardized.
Sundquist also opposes the House budget because it offers no tax reform. Tonight, the governor says he was betrayed by a political ally, and he's none too happy about it. Members of the state Senate joined the House today in overriding the governor's veto of a campaign finance reform bill. Among those voting yes, Senate Speaker John Wilder, which made the governor mad. The governor issued this statement saying, quote, "I am disappointed that someone I know and respect broke his word to me. This bill does not accomplish comprehensive campaign reform, which I have always supported." Lawmakers haven't outvoted a gubernatorial veto in 15 years.
A bill that stiffens the penalties for DUI suspects with past convictions is on its way to the Senate. The Tennessee House voted unanimously on a bill that would add up to $1,000 and up to 5 days in jail for suspects who refuse to take a blood alcohol test. The bill would apply to drivers who have no licenses because of past DUI, vehicular assault, or vehicular homicide convictions.
Well, mark your calendar. Billy Graham's Nashville crusade is now less than 24 hours away. The world's most famous evangelist toured Adelphia Coliseum today. At 81, Graham says he's in relatively good physical health and is excited about the big 4-night event. Graham told reporters this afternoon Nashville was a natural choice for his crusade.
Nashville is in a position to lead the country. You have the people here, you have the stars here, you have the television. You have everything from here. And Nashville is a very important place for the gospel.
Volunteers from nearly 600 churches in Tennessee have been preparing for this crusade for about a year now. It starts tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Tonight, 4,000 people gathered for a dress rehearsal of sorts over at the Coliseum. They're part of the massive choir that will sing during the crusade. It's not the first time that many of the participants have been a part of this big event.
There's always been great interest in the Nashville area, I think, because there are so many churches to whom this gospel has already been preached, but they want to have it renewed, and they want other people to come to know and have the blessings they've had.
For the record, anyone who wanted to be a part of this choir could take part. At least 48 different denominations are represented in this choir.
Well, Billy Graham's crusades draw big crowds, and that makes for some big traffic problems. If you bought a parking pass, the best way in tomorrow night is I-65. Now, if you don't have a pass for the lots at Adelphia, here's what you need to do. You can park in a state lot and take a shuttle for just $4. You can catch the shuttle at Bicentennial Mall, Charlotte and James Robertson, Union Street, Commerce Street, and Demonbreun behind the arena. Now, if you'll be leaving downtown from work, your best bet is to leave early. Several roads between downtown and the arena will be closed starting at 5 o'clock. Now, for a complete list of closings, check out our website at NewsChannel5.com. Well, a big scare tonight near Battleground Academy in Williamson County. Workers for the city of Franklin were mapping out the area when they found a grenade in a creek behind the school and near a subdivision. The Tennessee Highway Patrol Bomb Squad was called in to take care of it. Officials say the grenade was a live one and still had a fuse. They took it to a safe place to detonate it. Officials say they're just glad a child hadn't found it and gotten hurt.
The number of workers at a Murray County plant who have tested positive for tuberculosis is growing. Employees at Columbia Specialties were tested earlier this month after a worker at the plant was diagnosed with tuberculosis. So far, 7 folks have tested positive, but the health department says the cases are not active. Workers who did test positive will be treated, but officials say they probably won't get TB. A Dixon County man is lucky to be alive tonight. He was life-flighted to Vanderbilt this afternoon after being crushed in a logging accident. This happened at the Milam and Stanfield Saw Company in Van Leer. Sheriff's Department says the victim was crushed when a tree slid off a logging truck. Tonight, the victim is at the trauma unit at Vanderbilt Medical Center, and he is listed in critical but stable condition.
The state has stopped work at a construction site off of I-24 in Laverne. Flying debris from blasting at the site damaged nearby houses 2 weeks ago. When it happened again yesterday, the state slapped a 3-day cease and desist order on the company. This is the 3rd time Elite Drilling and Blasting has had problems at this site. The state is still investigating this latest incident and will decide whether to fine the company. Well, the National Transportation Safety Board says it could be weeks before it knows exactly what caused the plane crash in Smyrna. Investigators are surveying the crash site, trying to determine what caused the plane to go down. Scott Mercy and Deborah Millwood were killed yesterday when the plane nosedived and crashed on a golf course. Investigators say they're not ruling out anything at this point.
Tonight, the FBI is turning up the heat on now infamous fugitive Eric Robert Rudolph. It's offering people who know the mountains of western North Carolina cash money to help them find him. Rudolph is a former Fort Campbell soldier suspected in Atlanta's Olympic Park bombing and 2 other cases. He's been in hiding for more than 2 years now. Guides are being paid up to $20 an hour, but so far, no luck. Police in Lake Worth, Florida say a 13-year-old boy suspected of killing a teacher there told a friend what he was planning. One of Nathaniel Brazil's classmates says Brazil warned her that he was going home for a gun, but she didn't believe him. Tonight, Brazil is accused of murdering a teacher who sent him home for throwing a water balloon in class.
Well, raging wildfires are eating up thousands more acres of land in New Mexico than first thought. Firefighters just can't get a handle on them. They say they can't get in front of the fire because it's way too dangerous. The devastation goes on for miles. The Pecos River Canyon, which is a popular destination for campers, hikers, and hunters, has been evacuated. Well, it's been another day away from home for about 3,000 residents of Eunice, Louisiana. They were forced out of their homes Saturday when a train carrying hazardous chemicals derailed. Today, officials detonated 2 tanker cars to burn off the chemicals. The specialists say cleaning up the derailment would be safer after the tankers were detonated.
Well, 4 Nashville men are the latest Powerball lotto millionaires. And where do lotto millionaires spend their days? Well, if you're Mike Alderdice, you spend it at work. Alderdice and 3 of his co-workers over at Beeman Automotive had the winning ticket in Saturday's big Powerball drawing. The other 3 guys, well, they took the days off. But not Alderdice. He says even though he's got $5 million in the bank now, just couldn't resist the urge to come to work.
Everybody says that they would quit working, but it's not that easy. It's not that easy. You can go out and buy your own island out in the Pacific and you have the prettiest view, but if you haven't got your friends beside you, you ain't got anything.
$5 million, huh? Alderdice says he plans to invest most of those winnings, but he is planning to go out this weekend and buy his wife a new car, and that sounds like a pretty smart thing for a guy to do.
He can just pay cash right there for the whole thing.
And when you got $5 million, you got a lot of friends.
Well, he'll keep his old ones, I think.
I bet he will. Safe. Still ahead, it's a miserable thing for most pregnant women, morning sickness.
Coming up, why doctors say the nausea and vomiting is actually good for you.
Plus, getting your hair cut's no big deal unless there's a charity behind it. Coming up, we'll show you how these lost locks are helping some sick kids.
Well, for the second night in a row, big thunderstorms rumbling out of the Midwest through the Great Lakes. Now the question is, when will those storms reach us? The forecast is still ahead. Stay with us.
SkyTracker 5 is brought to you by these members of the 22 electric power companies of Middle Tennessee and TVA.
Heilig Meyer's incredible wall-to-wall Memorial Day sale is heading into its final weekend, and the excitement is contagious.
Tom, look at these crowds here in Phoenix, and we're expecting them to grow through the weekend because everything's on sale.
Here in Daytona Beach, Florida, the excitement revolves around the special hot buys for under $300, $200, and even $100.
Thanks, guys. The final weekend of Heilig Meyer's wall-to-wall Memorial Day sale is a big event, nationwide in fact. Don't miss it.
Next, ET, more secrets from the upcoming TV movie about JFK Jr. and wife Carolyn, and the latest on who will play John John. Then the James Dean movie and how they cast the lead actor. Plus, how celebrity psychic James Von Prague is using his abilities to solve a missing persons case.
That she's still alive, that she has not passed over yet.
And Elizabeth Hurley's wicked new role. She's playing the devil, and we have your preview next, ET.
Wednesday at 11:35.
There's a car out there people are talking about.
World-class engineering, contemporary styling, superbly equipped.
It has a fully integrated vehicle response system to help make it behave exactly the way you want it to. What is this car that gives you such power and control? It's the new 2000 Seville with the North Star system. And now Seville comes with an impressive lease. Call for important lease details. The 2000 Seville, the power of and, the fusion of design and technology. Cadillac.
It is so hectic going shopping with 4 kids, and 3 of them are triplets. There is no way I would have time to go from store to store to store to get everything that I need. I love Walmart Supercenter. Everything you buy here is so fresh. It's important to me because I'm feeding my family. We save a lot of money buying our groceries here. Living on a budget with 4 kids, this is the place to go. Well, I don't know what I would do without it. The clothes, the shoes, the toys, the groceries. You know, it's a one-stop shop. I'm going to get everything I need and save a ton of money. Walmart Supercenter saves my life.
Nature's own bread, fresh from the wheat field to your table, with no artificial preservatives, colors, or flavors. Nature's own, at last our daily bread.
Chief Meteorologist Ron Howes has the seal of approval from the American Meteorological Society.
A new study has found that a human growth hormone plus a high-protein diet significantly eases the symptoms of Crohn's disease. Some study participants actually went into remission. Crohn's causes persistent diarrhea, abdominal pain, bleeding, and a breakdown of the intestinal wall. The study was done at North Shore University Hospital in New York. You can read about it in the New England Journal of Medicine. Well, morning sickness is Mother Nature's way of protecting mothers and their unborn babies. That's the word tonight from Cornell University researchers. The researchers say the nausea and vomiting that accompany most pregnancies serve a beneficial function. Scientists say morning sickness results in an aversion to potentially harmful foods, including meat, fish, and eggs. They say the aversion to certain foods is the body's way of keeping a mother well at a time when her defenses against food-borne pathogens are reduced. The study is in the Quarterly Review of Biology. Scott?
Well, the price was right today at Change's Hair Salon out in Green Hills. The cuts, in fact, were free. And the more hair you had, well, the better. As News Channel 5's A.J. Sterling shows us, that's because there was a cause behind these clip jobs.
A snip here, a snip there. They're chopping off their hair to make wigs for children who don't have any hair of their own.
Children have fine hair, and the hair that wigs are usually made out of are synthetic or Asian hair, which doesn't work for children. And children want to look as normal as they can.
You're already thinking of yourself as different because something has happened to you, and then you lose your hair and you look different.
I've been growing it consciously for this purpose for a year.
Ryan Rutledge also grew her hair out, especially for the occasion.
I just wanted to help some people out. I think they'll be really happy.
Ryan's mom looked on as her daughter's hair was cropped.
I'm really proud of her for, I'm going to start crying again. I'm really proud of her for doing it.
Your hair will go back.
Shape it up. You want to leave it all one length? It's a really good cause. Don't you think so? Yeah, she asked to do this. She wanted to do this for the cause. So.
In all, more than 40 people walked out with their new dues, and children all over Tennessee will soon reap the benefits.
People in this city are just the best.
Sandy again.
This is the best.
One woman donated a ponytail that she had saved for the last 50 years. So many people wanted to help out today. The effort was actually extended to Monday. The hair will be helping kids at the Vanderbilt Children's Hospital and the Burn Center in Memphis. Scott?
I tell you what, AJ, you just have to smile. I don't know if you knew it or not, but we had a lot of calls here at the station about this charity. Folks are just finding out.
Right.
How can they help?
Well, the foundation is actually looking for sponsors to help pay the people who make these special wigs. If you would like to help out, you can contact Heartstrings, Care of Hair Prosthesis Institute at 662-8722.
Now let's hope the phones ring. A.J. Sterling in our newsroom. Thanks. Amy?
Well, the state of Tennessee is suing a fitness center in Murfreesboro, saying it closed without notice. The Attorney General's office and the Consumer Affairs Division have filed suit against Ray Cup, Volfit Incorporated, and Ladies First Fitness Center. The suit is asking the court to make the center refund money to members. Attorney General Paul Summers says at least one customer paid cash for a 2-year membership on March 3rd and found the doors locked on March 6th. Officials are now trying to figure out who all had a membership to Ladies First. Well, good news tonight about mid-size luxury cars. The Insurance Institute for Highway Safety tested 5 cars and says overall they're pretty safe. The Institute rated the BMW 328i, Volvo S80, and Cadillac Cetera as good. The Audi A6 and Saab 9.5 got acceptable ratings. The Institute looked at how the car held up in the crash and how much damage the crash test dummies had.
Well, to Mother Nature now. She's pretty set in her ways around here, but she's a little confused out west. Check this out. Folks in Montana got a little blast of late spring snow. This happened today. Great Falls area really got hammered, and the snow was pretty wet out there. The way the snow was piling up, well, you'd have to say it looked a lot more like winter out there than spring. Look at it. Pretty, though.
Yeah, pretty from here.
Yeah.
A lot, just fine looking from Nashville.
In the Blue Mountains of Oregon, 1.5 foot of snow fell earlier.
Same system?
Yeah, same system.
That's it.
It's not coming here. Okay.
We're heading towards 90.
Yeah, we're going to be about 90 degrees tomorrow and probably on into Friday. We'll take a look first of all at your Metro Nashville forecast as we move on into 7 o'clock in the morning. 66 degrees and mostly sunny. At noon, 85 degrees. Again, we'll probably touch 90. Certainly going to scare it tomorrow. And then at 5 o'clock, about 88 degrees and mostly sunny conditions. Here's a look at our Skycam picture now. And had a very pleasant evening. But if you walk outside, you're going to say, hey, Summer is here. Our 5-degree guarantee, we forecast a high in Nashville today of 85 degrees, and our actual high, 85. Low temperature this morning was 62, and we're going to end the month of May, it looks like about 2 3/4 inches above normal. It's 7.66 inches. Rather healthy total for the month of May. Pollen count is moderate at 22. That's entirely grass, and right now in Nashville, 75 degrees out there. 68% the relative humidity. Southerly winds at 5 miles an hour. Pressure 30.14. Still 82 in Memphis this hour. 75 in Bowling Green. 78 up in Louisville, and a warm 81 up in St. Louis. Afternoon highs today. Big hot ridge of high pressure out over the Central Plains. 94 in Wichita, 94 in Dallas. Temperatures down just a little bit there today, but still that's kind of the axis of hot weather. This is a computer simulation of where the moisture is at about 10,000 feet, and that big ridge of high pressure giving us some very dry air just to our west at that elevation. And watch what happens now over the next 24 hours. That drier air actually spreads eastward, so no rain coming for tomorrow or Friday morning. But the last panels here into Friday evening now indicating we may need to revise the forecast and put some showers in as early as Friday night. But until then, basically sunshine for tomorrow and for most of the day Friday, and increasing temperatures. We've been watching clusters of thunderstorms form and move through the Great Lakes in the Midwest. Here you can see some of that on the radar data. New severe thunderstorm watch now has just been issued for parts of Iowa and Minnesota. As we run the motion again, you'll see more storms beginning to fire up back to our northwest. Well, when will those storms reach us? Again, we just generally thought of Saturday and Sunday, but maybe as early as Friday night in some sections. We'll wait and see about that. Tomorrow, though, a sunny and warm day. We're going to get very close to 90 degrees tomorrow, and also on Friday. And then that little area of moisture begins to work in associated with this cold front by Friday night. And unfortunately, it looks as if that front's going to stall across our area. Might be several days of at least rain chances through the weekend. 91 in Shelbyville tomorrow, about 88 in Clarksville, in our pick town of Carthage, Tennessee. In Smith County, you're going to be 88 degrees tomorrow. I look at our forecast tonight now. Clear, 65 the low. Southerly winds at 5 miles an hour. Tomorrow, lots of sunshine, high temperature of 90 and a low of 66. 5-day forecast, well, Friday about 90 again, but a little bit more moisture with an increasingly cloudy sky. Chance of thunderstorms Friday night, and also Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And the temperatures move back to a little below normal by Monday with a high of 77. Stay right here. We'll be back with more in just a minute.
Thursday on Martha Stewart Living.
The secret of a beautiful cake like this? It's the cookies that decorate it.
Discover how to turn ordinary sugar cookies into charming works of art.
There are all kinds of techniques that you never read about, you never see.
Then Dutch floral designer Marcel Wolterich makes beautiful Brussels bouquets. And Mark Marone explains pet allergies and what you can do about them. Learn something new. Thursday on Martha Stewart Living.
Thursday morning at 9 on News Channel 5.
To kids, peanut butter and jelly are complex flavors. But you're an adult. You want flavors that are more exciting, like Arby's triple cheese and bacon with 3 luscious cheeses. Come on, doesn't that look great? Plus, our sizzling thick-cut pepper bacon, all atop roast beef or chicken. So what are you waiting for? The triple cheese and bacon, only at Arby's, now that your tastes have grown up.
As you ease into the pose, focus on a point. Keep your breathing smooth and soft. Your body is relaxed. You have reached a perfect state of inner peace and well-being.
You can find inner peace. Come hear Billy Graham and Friends, June 1 through 4, Adelphia Coliseum. No yoga, no incense, no charge.
You will notice your mind has become quiet.
Just when you thought it was ending, Heilig Meyer's incredible wall-to-wall Memorial Day sale has been held over for one final weekend of spectacular savings.
Tom, the big story here in Charlotte, North Carolina is the savings on this bedroom. You get 3 pieces for just $6.98 and get the matching chest free.
This held over sale is a big hit in San Diego, too. Everything is on sale, nothing is held back.
Is held over, everything's on sale at every store coast to coast. But it's the final weekend only at Heilig Meyer's.
Nissan's pre-Memorial Day event was such a success, and if you missed it, you're getting another chance. Due to special allocations from the factory, we're extending our hours for 8 days to bring you incredible deals on Nissan's top-selling models. The 2000 Maxima, with what may be the best V6 engine ever, Motor Trend Sport Utility of the Year, Xterra, and Frontier Crew Cab that tows up to 5,000 pounds. With great lease deals and APR financing available. Don't miss it. See your Middle Tennessee Nissan retailer today.
The 2000 Howard National Spelling Bee now underway in Washington, D.C. And after the first round, 35 of the 248 contestants knocked out. Young man from Columbia, Tennessee, representing us very well, still hanging in there. This is the 73rd annual National Bee. The finals will be held tomorrow afternoon.
Well, it is a full-fledged search in Austin, Minnesota tonight. Police there are looking for a pig napper. 2 400-pound concrete pigs have been stolen from the city. The town is home to Hormel Foods, and the pigs are part of a citywide promotional campaign. The pig nappers were caught on tape. Now police are searching for the suspects. They hope the piggies will find their way all the way home.
Waiting for the composites,
all
yes.
the way home.
Looks like a companion for Miss Piggy to me.
Good golfers in town today?
Listen, you want to know who's going to win? Hang tight. Come on back and join us, everybody. We got the inside right here, back after this.
Tonight on The Late Show, Paul Newman has a special gift for Dave.
What is wrong with you?
Plus, Pearl Jam and special job hunting tips tonight.
As sure as the sun's gonna rise, you can count on Shoney's for a bountiful breakfast. Eggs, sausage, assorted pastries, and fresh fruits. Always a delicious variety and a great value, too. Red sign at morning, biscuits are warming at Shoney's Breakfast Bar. Set sail for Shoney's this Sunday through Thursday for a trio of great seafood meals, like our bountiful shrimp and flounder dinner. For a limited time, we'll include our soup, salad, fruit, and hot vegetable bar, all for just $7.99. The big catch is in now at Shoney's.
We manage land to protect the environment, but we're not the Nature Conservancy.
We help small businesses, but we're not the Small Business Administration.
We improve the lives of family farmers, but we're not Farm Aid.
So who are we?
TVA, the power of the public good.
Your Ford outfitter is going one-on-one with the competition to prove there's no boundaries in a Ford SUV like Explorer. Just announced. Now grab Explorer with $1,000 cash back plus low 0.9% financing. $1,000 cash back plus 0 down financing on Explorer with the choice of a powerful V8 engine, 79.8 cubic feet of cargo space, 8 straight years of leadership over the competition, and $1,000 cash back plus 0 down financing. See your local Ford dealer today.
Memorial Day may be over, but the Sprint's Memorial Day sale has been extended. For a limited time, all furniture is marked down to our best prices of the season. And that means all the best brand names, too. Plus, you'll enjoy 6 months, no interest, and no payments. Memorial Day may be over, but you can still enjoy a holiday of savings. The extended Memorial Day sale ends this weekend at both Sprint's locations.
Lettuce. It's just so lettuce. Luckily, Louis Rich came up with these chicken strips. Grilled and tender chicken breast, always ready for anything I can dream up. Louis Rich chicken strips. I'd say that's a good idea.
The JFK Jr. movie and a celebrity psychic helps fight crime. Next ET.
And if you're looking for a favorite now in Friday's Bell South Senior Classic, well, you just might want to consider Bruce Flesher. Why? Well, not only is he the tour's #1 ranked player, but he's the defending champion. Our Bob Rainey gives us another reason why you may want to root for Bruce Flesher.
Bruce Fleischer is hoping to recapture the solid play that led him to last year's Bell South Senior Championship, as well as Player of the Year honors. He says having already succeeded in Nashville makes everything a lot easier.
It's always nice to come back to a golf course you've won on, and you like. So, I mean, that's certainly a plus.
But the defending champion is playing with a heavy heart. After having so many big wins last year, just 3 weeks ago, he suffered his biggest loss when his father passed away after a long illness, making it very difficult to concentrate on golf.
Dad's resting in peace now, so even though it's behind us, he certainly will never be forgotten. So my game isn't really where I want it to be, but that's not that important either.
Tour rookie Lanny Watkins knows all too well what Fleischer is feeling.
I lost my dad about a year ago, and I've been through it. Bruce and his dad were close like I was with my dad, and it's something we just have to get through.
And Fleischer is trying to do just that. Off to another fantastic start with the tour leading 3 victories. He says this time has allowed him to put golf and his life in proper perspective.
This isn't the tour. We're not playing against Tiger Woods, thank God. And should really take it in stride and enjoy it a little bit more than maybe some of us do at times.
And no one will be surprised if Fleischer gets the fun and the winning back in Nashville. Bob Rainey, News Channel 5 Sports.
All right, more tomorrow, you bet, from the Bell South. Now, the word I get is don't look for defensive tackle Josh Evans to be in the Titans uniform come this season. He was scheduled, of course, to appear before a league substance abuse panel in New York today. Evans tested positive, you recall, for a banned substance for the 3rd time following the Super Bowl, and he had been suspended. Now, he appealed the league's ruling, saying the only thing he took was prescription medicine. He was asking the NFL to be reinstated or have the penalty reduced. It is the league's and the team's policy not to comment on drug substance abuse cases. It is a day of reckoning in the National Football League tomorrow, as the free agent market will get some new blood, shall we say, because of that salary cap cuts. What does that mean for the Titans? Well, a couple of things. First, Cincinnati receiver Carl Pickens is sure to be available. Will the Titans go after him? We'll see. Will Titans receiver Chris Sanders be released? Sanders' job will remain secure, especially if Josh Evans is not allowed to return as expected. More tomorrow. In Major League Baseball, the Reds are looking to gain some ground on the first-place Cardinals. Cincinnati hosting the Expos along the Ohio River. But the home team was flooded with runs by Montreal early. They led 9-1 in the 9th. Cincy trying to get back in the 8th. Aaron Boone will send one deep to left and gone. It didn't get much closer for the Reds, and they get ripped by the Expos. 10-4 the final. Braves rained out today. In the 3rd, D-backs leading the Cardinals 1-0. Athletics over the Yanks 8-7. Sounds 1. Iowa, nothing. Going to be hot at the Bell South tomorrow. Wear shorts, everybody.
Those guys seem very cool, though.
Who's that?
Calm, cool, and collected. Fleischer in the game.
Yeah, I identify with that. In the clubhouse.
Once you're inside.
You got it.
Be right back.
On the next Sally, a young girl searching for her mother.
I just want to find her.
A 9-year-old who tried to kill himself.
A lot of people love you.
And a desperately ill homebound child. Now Sally has some happy surprises.
Go look out your window.
Yay! And pop star T-Boz is giving a little TLC.
God loves you. You're a very special person.
Shocking surprises revealed next Sally.
Thursday at 4 on News Channel 5.
The problem with most big bank mergers isn't changing all the signs out front, or changing all the stationery, or even all the checks. No, the problem with most bank mergers is that often the right foot doesn't know what the left foot is doing. And we all know where that leads.
Congratulations.
Before something happens to your account, walk into SunTrust. We're pretty sure you'll be glad you did.
Just when you thought it was ending, Heiligmeyer's incredible wall-to-wall Memorial Day sale has been held over for one final weekend of spectacular savings.
Tom, here in Atlanta, people are gobbling up this Queen Anne writing desk and chair for just $99.95, and this rustic armoire at just $499.95.
This held over sale is a big hit in San Diego, too. Everything is on sale. Nothing is held back.
It's held over. Everything's on sale at every store coast to coast. But it's the final weekend only at Heiligmeyer's.
At Kia's Crazy Cashback Summer Sale, you'll find great deals, like 2001 cash back on a new Sportage. So why $2001? Why not $1749 or $1377? Let's find out. Wow. Get up to 2001 cash back at Kia's Crazy Cashback Summer Sale.
What's the manager's special at McDonald's? Right now, a quarter pounder with cheese is only 99 cents. Or try the quarter pounder with cheese extra value meal starting at $2.99. The 99-cent quarter pounder with cheese, made hot, fresh, right to order. Did somebody say McDonald's? A worldwide Olympic partner.
Now's the time to head to McDonald's for crisp, cool McSalad shakers. You shake them up to get dressing on every bite, making them surprisingly fun to eat. Who's shaking up everything you know about salads? Did somebody say McDonald's?
It's been more than 20 years since Billy Graham's crusade drew crowds of thousands here in Nashville. Thursday on Talk of the Town, we'll check out all the last-minute crusade preparations with the folks who make up the team surrounding the most well-known evangelist in the world. And you can't love country music without loving the Oak Ridge Boys. William Lee Golden will be here to visit with us. And who didn't have what it takes to survive being stranded on a desert island? We'll find out. Plus, Ann Cox with a delicious Mediterranean pizza recipe on Talk of the Town. We'll see you then.
An update now on that ongoing dispute between News Channel 5 and the Dish Network. The station gave out a phone number for the local satellite service yesterday, and apparently the phone lines are pretty clogged. If you'd still like to call Dish Network about getting News Channel 5 back on satellite, here's a second number. It's 303-723-1901. Ask for Michael Schwimmer. If you can't get through, you can email Schwimmer at michael.schwimmer@echostar.com. Well, finally tonight, when we think of Blackbeard, most of us probably think of the legendary pirate and the tales we all heard as kids.
Sure, but Blackbeard was a real person, and we may soon learn much more about him. An archaeological group is diving in the Atlantic to what they believe is the remains of his pirate ship. Recent hurricanes have exposed new artifacts on the floor. They want to get a look before any more storms damage that site.
I love that stuff.
Is that great?
Gold doubloons and pieces of eight.
Love it.
He wrote 99 bottles of beer on the wall.
Is he the one?
No, I don't know.
For action as big as Texas, the address is CBS.